Someone has secretly booked a hotel room with your initials. Here's why it matters. Archangel Michael says, this is not a coincidence. Someone is operating in the shadows with your name, your presence, your energy, and you need to understand how serious this truly is. Just days ago, an anonymous booking was made under initials that match yours exactly. Not only that, the room chosen is in a location connected to your past. It holds echoes of a moment you once lived, a chapter that was never fully closed. This hotel room was not selected at random. It was booked with intent, with strategy, and with emotion still burning behind the scenes. And the person who made the reservation isn't doing it for celebration, they're doing it to trigger a memory. They are attempting to bring something hidden into the light. Something you thought was over is now being revived in silence. And the initials used? They weren't just for disguise, they were a spiritual signal directed toward you. You are being spiritually watched. A powerful awakening is being summoned through this act. Your soul is being pulled toward this moment because there is unfinished truth waiting to be revealed. Diamond with a blessing code 333 activated. May your eyes open to hidden truths and protection surround you tonight. Diamond with a. Archangel Michael says, the person who booked the room has kept a distance for a long time. They have followed your journey in the background, silently. They waited for the exact time when you would feel most stable, only to return and shake your foundation. They haven't moved on. They've been reading your digital footprints, feeling your energy, sensing when your spirit becomes calm. And right now, they know this calm is about to be disturbed. They're watching you indirectly. Not through cameras, but through signs, symbols, and spiritual whispers. And this hotel room is the meeting point they've manifested in silence. The room number itself holds meaning. It connects to a date in your life, a date something was promised to you, and never fulfilled. That room has been waiting in the physical, while the spiritual realm prepared your emotions for the confrontation ahead. What's hidden is now pushing to surface. What was denied is begging to be confessed. And what was taken from you is about to be handed back. Diamond with a blessing portal 111 opened. Everything meant for you is circling back in divine timing. Diamond with a. They believed you would ignore the signs. They assumed your intuition had gone quiet. But you are stronger now, more awake, more aligned with truth than ever before. This room booking wasn't just to meet. It's part of a layered plan to either reconcile or destroy. And how you respond to it will determine your next spiritual leap. Inside that room, there are items already placed, photos, letters, and a mirror. Yes, a mirror that they hope you'll look into and remember something powerful. They want you to see your own face and think of the moment you said goodbye. But that goodbye didn't close the portal. It left a wound wide open. And now, the wound is whispering back. They used your initials because it's the only part of you they feel they still own. Not your heart, not your presence, just the memory of those letters. They wrote it again and again until it became a key to summon you back energetically. Diamond with a divine blessing 999 activated. Let your past no longer control your peace. Diamond with a. There's a red envelope on the side table of that room. It carries a confession they could never say aloud. A truth wrapped in guilt, sorrow, and late realization. If you were to read it now, your hands would tremble. Because the words were meant to be told years ago, but were trapped behind pride. And the only way they could release it was through this symbolic act of booking the room. They're not sure you'll come. They only know that by writing your initials, they've called on something beyond this world. They've requested a divine meeting, hoping the universe will guide your path back to that location. The curtains in that room are pulled halfway. Just enough to let light through, but still hide the full view. This is a symbol of what they've done with your story, half-truths wrapped in silence. But silence has its limits. And the moment is here where the silence must crack. Even if it shatters the past completely. You are not walking into a trap. You are walking toward a divine test. And only the brave complete this kind of spiritual journey. Diamond with a dot. Blessing of Sacred Clarity 444 initiated, no more fog. You are guided by divine sight. Diamond with a dot. They sat on the bed earlier today, breathing your name. Asking the walls to hold space for your return. But what they don't realize is, your spirit already felt the room calling. This booking has consequences. Because everything done in the spiritual is now reflecting in the physical. And that room isn't just a space, it's a battlefield of truth and emotions. Your initials on that file were meant to summon you. Not through force, but memory. They want you to remember the way things ended. And they want you to realize, it didn't end. It just paused, frozen in time, waiting for the next page. And now, the pen is in your hand. You must decide if you will walk toward it. Or close the chapter forever. Either way, you win, because you are finally holding the power. Inside the drawer of the room is a gift. A token you once gave them, returned in silence. It holds your energy, your essence, and your vibration. They kept it all this time. Even when they tried to move on, it anchored them. Now, it's waiting to find its way back to your hands. Diamond with a dot. Blessing Wave 717 begun, you are the keeper of your destiny, no longer the passenger. Diamond with a dot. Someone else has now found out about this booking. Another person in their circle, jealous, bitter, watching. And they plan to twist it into something it's not. You may soon hear rumors. People whispering things that don't match the full story. Don't engage, because what's divine doesn't need defending. This second person knows your initials too. They know the connection was never broken. And that's why they're scared you'll come back. But you're not coming back to the past. You're walking into your future with power and clarity. You just need to close the gate that has been left slightly open for too long. This is a spiritual encounter wrapped in human emotions. The hotel room is real, but the message is deeper. You are being invited into a divine revelation. That revelation isn't just about the other person. It's about you, about who you are now. The version of you that they could never fully understand. Diamond with a dot. Blessing Stream 555 released, you are untouchable when you're in alignment with purpose. Diamond with a dot. Stand firm in what you feel. Don't be led by past pain, but by present wisdom. You are not here to relive the past, you are here to transcend it. And if your path leads you to that room, walk in with light. Walk in with peace and eyes wide open. Because what they confess may break chains you didn't know were still attached. A letter. A photo. A token. 3 things you'll find inside. All meant to remind you of what was, and what will never be again. Because now, you're different. Your aura is brighter, your energy is stronger. And they feel that from a distance, that's why they booked the room. They want to see if any part of them still exists in your world. But the truth is, they don't. You have evolved beyond what they remembered. If you go only for closure. Go only for truth, not for reconciliation. Because what's next for you is too sacred to be delayed. You are not meant to live in suspense. You are meant to live in freedom. Let this moment be the final door that closes behind you gently. And if you decide not to go at all, know that you still won. Because your energy answered the call spiritually. And you now hold the power they thought they could summon. Let them see that you are no longer stuck in initials. You are a full name, a full destiny, a divine force. And no room, no act, no symbol can contain what you are now becoming. Archangel Michael says, your name is written not in hotel logs, but in heavenly records. You are remembered by higher realms, not just haunted souls. And your journey ahead is brighter than the past they keep reliving. You were called to read this message for a reason. Because the final pieces of an old story are fading away. And the next chapter is already forming with pure divine intention. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The air inside that room is different now. It's been filled with your name, your scent, your memories. And though you haven't stepped into it yet, your energy already has. They replayed your voice in their mind as they placed the booking. They whispered your initials like a sacred chant, believing it could unlock something in you. But what they've unknowingly unlocked is their own accountability. Because this act was never just about you, it was about their unresolved soul. The one still trapped in regret. The one who wanted to bend time backward and return to the place they lost you. But time doesn't bend for anyone. It only moves forward for those brave enough to close doors without fear. You are one of those souls. You are not being pulled toward the room out of weakness. You are being shown the room so you can recognize how far you've come. It's not a test of memory, it's a celebration of growth. The chair beside the window still has the mark of an old flower pressed into the fabric. A flower that once reminded them of you. But now, even the petals have faded, and that too is a message. The past can no longer bloom in the same soil. It needs a new garden, a new light, a new soul ready to nourish. You, dear one, have become that new soul. Diamond with a blessing beam 202 activated. May you bloom in places where you are truly cherished. Diamond with a. If you do go near that room, you may feel a pressure in your chest. Not from fear, but from unspoken closure finally taking form. It will not break you, it will liberate you. There's a drawer in the nightstand with an old note folded into a triangle. It says one sentence, I should have chosen you then. But that sentence is late, and you no longer need their validation. They have written pages in their mind of what they'd say to you. How they'd explain their silence, their absence, their choices. But words that arrive too late carry less weight. And yet, you still deserve to hear it. Because closure is not just for them, it's for you. You deserve to walk away with no unanswered chapters. There may be a knock on your spirit before the end of this week. A feeling that won't go away until you spiritually respond. It's your divine team alerting you that this cycle is at its end. Not in drama. Not in revenge, but in peace. Because peace is louder than any scream. Peace is stronger than any memory. And peace is what you're walking toward now. Diamond with a dot blessing 313 appears. May every ending in your life lead to peace, not pain. Diamond with a dot. They've already visited the room once since booking it. They sat on the floor. Cried into the fabric of the bed. But don't confuse their emotion for transformation. They are still learning, still trapped in cycles they've refused to break. And just because someone weeps, doesn't mean they've awakened. You are not responsible for their awakening. You are only responsible for yours. And your awakening has already begun. Let the energy of that room serve as your confirmation. That you are the one who broke free. You are the one who didn't wait to be remembered. The initials may be yours, but the identity is not. They booked the room for who you used to be. But they don't know who you've become. You've become fire wrapped in grace. You've become wisdom wrapped in softness. You've become untouchable, unstoppable, divine. This hotel room moment is the universe's way of showing you. They're still chasing the shadow of you, while you are dancing in the light of who you really are. Diamond with a dot blessing transmission 414 initiated. No one can hold your future hostage anymore. Diamond with a dot. You may see signs in the coming days. A dream. A specific number repeating. A message in a song. These are not coincidences. These are your guides gently nudging you to let go. Let go of the confusion, the emotional debris, the soul strings. Because your next chapter is preparing to arrive. And it needs a clean, sacred space in your heart. No echoes of rooms that no longer belong in your journey. The final gift they left in the closet of that room is a small box. Inside it is something you once gave them, your handwriting on a card. But it has faded, just like their version of you. Let it fade. Let it dissolve with honor. Because you deserve what's coming, not what tried to return in disguise. They booked that room thinking it would bring them closer to you. But it only reminded them how far they've drifted. They are reaching, and you are rising. You may forgive. You may send peace from afar. But you will not step back into spaces that dimmed your brilliance. This moment is your liberation. Not your temptation. And liberation feels better than nostalgia ever will. Diamond with a dot final blessing 606 released. You are being lifted higher for a reason. Rise with no guilt. Diamond with a dot. Archangel Michael says. The spiritual war has ended. The ties have been revealed. The names have been exposed. And now, all that's left is your freedom. Hold it close. Walk into your future without needing to explain your release. Let the hotel room remain just a room. Not a portal. Not a path back. What is ahead of you is too sacred. Too divine. Too luminous to waste time on those who only return once you've glowed. Let them learn. Let them regret. Let them remember. You move forward. Because forward is where your destiny is waiting. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The air outside that hotel window carries the last whisper of the past. And with each wind that brushes through the curtains, a truth is carried away. What once held weight in your life now floats like dust, noticeable, but no longer needed. The person who booked the room hoped you'd feel a pull. They counted on your sensitivity, your compassion, your lingering connection. But what they didn't account for was your transformation. You are not the person who used to run toward closure. You are the person who became closure. And when you did, everything around you shifted silently. This booking was the final cry of a fading ego. An attempt to rewrite a script that was never truly honored. But the ink has dried, and the pen no longer belongs to them. They watched you ascend without them. And while they stayed entangled in illusions, you built foundations. Foundations that now protect you from ever being broken by them again. You don't need to knock on that hotel door. Because you've already walked through a bigger one, divine clarity. That clarity now shields you from emotional confusion. Diamond with a. Blessing code 822 completed. May the lessons you've learned now bloom into freedom and joy. Diamond with a. There are cameras in the hallway, but they don't see what heaven sees. The security footage may show an empty corridor, but the spirit realm knows what was spiritually released. You don't need witnesses. You only need your truth. This booking may go unclaimed. That room might never be entered again. But its purpose was fulfilled, it awakened your final detachment. And the one who made it will feel it. They will know that their act of booking it wasn't strong enough to reverse your glow. Because you are not a name printed on a hotel card. You are a force, unprintable. They tried to conjure the past with symbols. But you are no longer symbolic, you are real, embodied, powerful. And that power doesn't return to what cracked it. It creates new worlds entirely. You are being prepared for a divine encounter far more meaningful than this echo. A soul, aligned with your vibration, is walking your way. Someone who will never need to book a room behind your back, because they'll already be by your side. The initials that once hurt you are becoming your crown. You will wear them boldly again, not for the past, but for the future. You will sign contracts, wear badges, and stand on stages with them shining. That's why this message came to you now. So that nothing within you still bows to what once left you unseen. So that you walk forward not with hesitation, but with thunder in your chest. Diamond with a. Blessing channel 505 activated. Your legacy is unfolding in front of eyes that once doubted you. Diamond with a. If the room is still there a few days from now, it won't carry the same energy. Because energy responds to purpose. And your purpose has now outgrown their intention. They wanted you to remember love. But love without respect is just noise. And you've grown allergic to noise. You are magnetizing miracles now. Not because you chased them, but because you cleared space for them. And this message was the broom that swept away the last hidden dust. So if you feel tears rising, let them come. They are the soul's rain before the rainbow. And what's coming next is drenched in color, joy, and divine surprises. No more detours. No more back doors. No more people booking shadows of your name to pull you backward. They will feel your absence. And in that absence, they will meet the version of themselves that betrayed you. You will be too far ahead to look back. Archangel Michael says, this isn't just your release. It's your reward. Your soul passed the test quietly. Heaven saw every step. They may try again. Another letter, another message, another manipulation. But it won't reach you, because your frequency no longer accepts their dial. The future you're walking into has no hotel rooms of regret. It has keys. Keys to your own sanctuary. Your own throne. Your own divine palace. Walk boldly. Breathe deeply. Rest knowing that no one can ever access you again through tricks, initials, or nostalgia. You are protected. You are chosen. You are already home. The person who secretly booked the room may try to act casual. They may tell others it was nothing, just a room, just a coincidence. But the truth, buried beneath their words, is trembling with unfinished longing. They wanted a response. They hoped for a reaction. Even your silence right now is echoing in their chest like thunder. You see, when someone plays with divine timing, it always echoes louder than expected. And this room, though physical, was their last spiritual attempt to reconnect through memory. But you, chosen soul, have walked far beyond memory into embodiment. The bed they sat on still holds the impression of their weight. But it cannot hold your energy anymore. Because you are no longer meant to lie down in places that drained your light. They have told no one the full truth about this room. Not even those close to them know why the initials were chosen. It was a private ritual, an emotional gamble, wrapped in secrecy. But heaven knew. Your angels were already there before the door ever opened. They stood at the foot of that bed, guarding your name and anchoring your spirit. Diamond Withadot Blessing Alignment 848 activated. What's done in darkness is now reversed in the light. Diamond Withadot. Archangel Michael says, you are not the person you were when this soul knew you. They are trying to reconnect with a ghost, not realizing you've become a galaxy. They wanted to summon closure. But what they summoned was truth. And truth never walks backward. The lights in that hotel flicker every night at 3:33 a.m. It is not electrical. It is spiritual. Because your name was spoken during an emotional ritual. And heaven responded, not to bring you back, but to seal you off. To confirm that what once wounded you will never touch you again. There's still a key left at the reception. It's labeled with your initials, tucked into an envelope. But it's not your key anymore. Because you've already opened bigger doors. Doors they can't enter. Doors they'll never know how to knock on. They may sit there, staring at that envelope, hoping. But hope without change is just delay. And you, divine soul, are not here for delays. Diamond Withadot Blessing Gateway 313 cleared. You are no longer bound by timelines that do not serve you. Diamond Withadot. Soon, the energy in your life will shift. Not because you went back. But because you didn't. This unvisited room is your final proof that you are free. The chains have dropped. The names have faded. And now you walk with no guilt, no fear, no second thoughts. Your initials are about to appear somewhere else, on a divine document. It will be something beautiful, paperwork, confirmation, a title, a key. And this time, it will be under your full authority, not someone else's illusion. This is the season where you take your identity back. Where your name means power, legacy, alignment. Not just memory or misused affection. Let the hotel remain untouched. Let the bed grow cold. Let the unsent letter rot in the drawer of confusion. Because what's written in the heavens is already sealed. And it is sealed with your full name, not just initials. It is sealed with promise, with fire, and with the signature of purpose. Diamond with a dot. Blessing Shift 717 sealed. The gates have closed behind you. Walk forward with divine pride. Diamond with a dot. They will wonder why you didn't come. They'll create reasons. They'll replay what could have been. But none of it matters anymore. Because you've reclaimed the one thing they never truly honored, your peace. And now, your peace is your greatest currency. Archangel Michael stands beside you now. His sword drawn, not in war, but in protection. His wings expanded, covering every step you take forward. You will feel this message vibrate in your soul tonight. You may even dream of a hallway, a door, a nameplate. But you'll wake up free, knowing that door was never yours to enter. You're not walking backward. You're soaring forward. And the next place that carries your initials will be a castle, not a trap. The room they booked no longer exists for you. Only a memory that didn't win. And a blessing that now begins.